All right, my friends, welcome back. And today I'm really excited. I'm doing a solo episode simply with the objective to cue you in on the big shift that's happening in my life. And if you've been following along on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, then I've made the announcement there. You've probably already clicked over, liked, and following along in the journey. So for those of you that don't know, I am in the works of opening a new gym, personal training, fitness studio space for group training and personal training, private training. And it's going to be in Oro Valley, Arizona, which is just a couple miles south of where I live. It's a great area. And it's going to be called Block Fitness Collective. And for those who have been longtime listeners, friends, families, colleagues, very familiar with the fact that I owned a successful fitness studio named Copper Moose Fitness in Southern California, Pasadena area for 5.5 plus years, and closed that down in order to move here to Arizona for family reasons. And it was a tough decision, heartbreaking ultimately to let go of that studio space, but it was the smartest thing for my family. So the first question is, why not the name Copper Moose Fitness? How could you not carry that name over? It was you. It was iconic. It was a great name and great image, great brand, and I thoroughly agree, but that's my humble opinion. But here's the thing. One of my longtime members and great friends, Vincent Lopez, aka the Big Dog, who was with us at Copper Moose Fitness for 5+ years, amazing transformation, did so many incredible things, Spartan races, and just true leader of one of our morning classes, and came to every event. And, what he said was, we have to move on when the gym closed. And he's like, we have to take everything that we've been taught, every lesson that has been instilled in us, the habits, and be able to apply those to a new environment. And that's a part of life. And like he said, it was a special time at a special place, in a special moment where it collectively just came together, and it was what it was. And what it was Copper Moose Fitness. And that's really the way that I felt. Like that name was something that honored those people, my people, and my extended family is what I mean by my people. And so that name had to stay there. It was only for that specific time in that area. To me, it almost felt like if I was going to give that name to something else, even though, makes it heck of a lot easier to carry it over as far as all the testimonials, 250 plus 5-star reviews, let alone all the costs and branding and everything like that. But here's the thing, that would be like naming your second kid the same name as your first kid. And that first kid was Copper Moose Fitness, and it had such a special place in my heart. But more importantly than the name and the brand, the logo, and of course the reviews and testimonials, it's that it was that group of people at that place and time. And as hard of a decision it is to not continue with that name, it was meant for that. And so I had to go through almost a grieving process to let that go for it to stay there. So hopefully the people that were a part of that amazing blip in time feel that and can resonate with that as well. So that brings me, why the name Block Fitness? As I was going through what I wanted to name it, it's more about what I want the place to feel like, what I want it to represent, what I want it to be for the people that are willing to step into such a safe place. And that was the key, safe place. And I thought back over the course of my life, and most of my fondest memories are when I was a little kid and growing up in Altadena, California, just north of Pasadena. And there was literally every race, every color, every shape, every size of kid on our block. And our block was just such a collective of unique personalities. And we would all get together and we'd play street hockey. We'd play hide and seek. We'd go over to one neighbor's house and jump on the trampoline, and everything felt safe. And it was probably one of the last generations, the last times where you did have your neighborhood kids. You had your neighborhood block. You had your safety net. And to the point where there were pool parties, there were block parties, right? There were yard sales where we'd all bring stuff together and do collectively. I remember on 4th of July, every year we'd go and we'd watch the fireworks, the same spot. The entire block would come out and trick-or-treating. And within all of this, probably the most special thing that I can reflect upon now is the fact that my sister was just one of the kids, was included, was a part of it, was invited. And for those that don't know, she had Down syndrome. And so it is hard to fit in, And that's an amazing gift that I was able to witness and be a part of, without having to be the one that led it. It just happened. And I think that's the beauty of kids at that age. And we even went trick-or-treating and did all of these things, and she was just a part of it. And she passed away 2 years ago unexpectedly. And so there's kind of always been this void and this need to honor her in continual ways, other than climbing Mount Rainier. And that's where I left half of her ashes. My parents did some special things with the other half. But at the very summit, the highest peak that I could reach, and one that I know it'll stay there for the rest of time. And that's a beautiful thing. And so I wanted to continue that. And a place where she feels safe, a place where everyone is welcome, a place that anybody that walks in, it is ours. It is our block. And ultimately, it is Oro Valley's neighborhood fitness studio. And if you want to become better, want to be a great person, want to do anything within the world of fitness, nutrition, your own health, and your own journey, then you know that you're safe here and you're going to be one of our neighbors and you're a part of our block. And so that's why, even down to the lettering had to be open. It had to be nice open letters, because that's what it is. We're an open space for you to find yourself in. And the B with the open square, because our block is open for anyone. And then the location sign, I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to hold up part of my shirt here. But it's to signify that, like, you belong here. This location is where you can feel like you belong. And all I really want for people is for them to be healthy, be strong, and feel like they belong. And I feel like that's ultimately the things that matter most to us as humans. This sense of community and connection that we have to be able to find. Without it, we don't live as long. We're definitely not as happy, and we feel kind of lost. And so I want to bring that back to the forefront as we are more connected digitally. And I mean, you're listening to this or watching this. We're more connected digitally than ever before, and yet so disconnected. And this needed to be a place where anybody is welcome, anybody can fit in, and it would honor that, and you feel safe. And at the same time, you feel like I belong. I feel like I'm a part of something, and we're a part of a mission. And that mission is not only a collective. A collective is simply a group of people with the objective of one specific thing, and that's to get better, to get healthier. But beyond that, one of the main things for Block Fitness is to do everything that we can to eradicate child abuse. And it sounds like an interesting task and an impossible task for a fitness studio to take on, which is why I recognize my own strengths of coaching people, building a business that can foster a very, very wonderful, nurturing community and challenge the human soul to be better. But my skill sets don't go into building charities and nonprofits. And that's why we've partnered with Prevent Child Abuse, specifically the Arizona chapter, Prevent Child Abuse. Because when we look at every main issue, right, whether we have people that end up on drugs, people that end up locked up, people that end up falling into the wrong crowds because they want a sense of belonging, people that go down the wrong path. And we can look at this from the ACEs study that actually documents what is happening. Almost all of these go back to childhood neglect or abuse or sexual assault. And it happens at such a young age. And then it just manifests over time. And what isn't accounted for in the study, but we can see, is that we have an obesity epidemic, and we have 70% of Americans that are, overweight at this point in time. And sure, there are major environmental factors, there are habit factors, and there are, understanding the language dichotomy that we're using within ourselves, and the behavioral change that needs to happen. But ultimately, there are so many people from this podcast that I have interviewed where it is a defense mechanism, right? It is not that they are self-sabotaging. It is that they are self-preserving an identity that keeps them safe, keeps them from going back and feeling those feelings. And a lot of times that trauma has just been masked with weight. And so I know that the only way that I can make a big difference in the health and fitness space is to also make a big difference in eradicating childhood abuse to the best of our abilities. And that's why Prevent Child Abuse Arizona is the best organization for us to partner with, because it is the acts of prevention They're programs that they have instilled to prevent. And so that's what we're working to do within our fitness facility, is to prevent people from going down a continual bad path, a path that is not serving them, that is not bringing them joy, happiness, fulfillment, and health. And so between the two of us, I believe we can make a huge impact. And so for each member that joins Block Fitness, a certain dollar amount is being delivered directly to put to amazing use by Prevent Child Abuse Arizona. And it's going to be for families or kids that are directly impacted from one member from one single month that they're with us. So you can do the math when there's hundreds or even 200 plus members, and then each month, the impact that we can have. And I think one of the things that isn't really talked about, or even most people are aware of, is the impact this has on taxpayer dollars. We spend so much of our money trying to fix things, with the prison system. Whether it's fixing or not, right? Or any of these types of, police academies that we have to then, put money into tactics and different things as opposed to allowing them to do what they're great at, which is serve the community. So if we can prevent these things from happening, we actually save taxpayer dollars to the point of $1 that is invested within Child Abuse Arizona actually is proven to yield a savings of taxpayers within Arizona, at least $7.48 for that one single dollar that is given. And so we're going to be giving a little over $9 per person per month. We're talking $60 of taxpayer money that's just saved off of one single person coming to work out for one single month to get better. And this is the ripple, and the ripple creates the biggest impact, the biggest waves down the line. And this is where we can make big change. And so it is my hope that Block Fitness is a staple in Oro Valley, Arizona, and can make amazing changes individually in people's lives. And we can change one life, and that life will then change the life of a family, and that family's life will then change the life of the city, and then the city, the state, and the state, the country. And we can just feel the ripples just magnified. And so that's why, long story short, why I chose to not name it Copper Moose Fitness, to honor those that I truly love for partaking in that segment and journey of that part in time of my life, and why the name Block Fitness Collective. And it'll be going by Block Fitness for short, for obviously simplicity reasons. So that's everything that I wanted to share, and just really excited, lots of work ahead, and ready to take on that task. So if you have any insights, thoughts, feelings, or emotions that honestly you would like to share with me about it, suggestions, partnerships that you feel we could make a bigger impact, then please feel free to shoot it over. Joseph@blockfitco.com. Still have the Truth of Transformation stuff up, as the podcast is still very accurate with its name and what it needs to represent. Lots of really great guests that are going to be coming on, but I just needed to cover from there. So please, any insights or suggestions, I am humble in all ears for it. And if you ever need online coaching, in-person coaching, you know where to find me. So just reach out. All right. Thanks, my friends. Have a great day. All right, my friend, that concludes another great episode. And I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for going on this journey with me, going down this path as you and I continue to explore and uncover the truth of what it takes to completely transform. And now you've got two assignments. And the first one is it's really important that you take action on one thing that you heard from today's message. It's important to take the education with a little bit of implementation so that you can yield the results to go from good to great, to go from ordinary to extraordinary, to go from your everyday norm to a place where you can completely transform. And the second thing that I need you to do is share this message, because there's a friend, a coworker, a loved one out there that needs to hear a piece of this. And it's what they are waiting for to help them radically shift the way that they've been living life and start to explore their true potential, for them to get unstuck. And so I need you to screenshot this, tag me on social media, or share or write a review or whatever it is you know is going to get this message out to the right person at the right time so that they can live the best life possible. Because that's our goal. That is our goal. You and me, to be able to share the best messages that we possibly can and impact a great number of lives. So as always, I appreciate you. Coach Joseph Hawthorne, Truth of Transformation. Peace be the journey.